Hello everybody and welcome back to Spellweaver, where we have new content once again. Well, actually last time we had more of a balance changes rather than new content, but still things are changing. And are changing for... well, I'm not sure if for good. Actually, yeah. We have just released The Holy Trial, the first part of the Spellweaver Chronicles. Get the campaign now to play 20 missions in story mode and receive more than 100 cards, including the new hero, 4 copies of all 15 new cards. The new cards are also available from packs and from crafting, and are immediately legal for competitive play. So, as you can see, I have done nothing with the game since The Holy Child came out. What was it? Last Monday, I believe. So there is one thing I have to first check, which I'm not aware. I don't really get any idea about it from the all the news on the website and stuff. Maybe I should have delved deeper into the forums. But anyway, first of all, I have to check whether they did the campaign right. Some cards have changed in well, I think this is the old one. I just forgot to click it on show this again. Yeah, first of all, I have to see how they did the ooh, new quest. Rare quest. That's nice. And the yeah, whether they did the campaign right, or did they fail and did it the Hearthstone way. No, this. Okay. Fuck this. We're not playing the campaign. Oh well. Kinda sucks. I was hoping they won't fuck it up. Yeah, they had to fuck it up. Sorry, Spellweaver team, but at this point, like, fuck you. Twice. Yeah. Fuck you for ripping the idea of paid campaign from Hearthstone. Like, all the thing that has been done great so far in Spellweaver, this is fuck you. Yeah, this is like huge fuck you. I mean, to some extent it's good because it's not like limited to being bought only with real money. You can buy it with crystals, which you can buy, which you can win in tournaments and shit. But that's still, you know, kind of disappointing, to be honest. Anyway, 1 new hero, 15 new cards, 10 main missions, 10 side missions, hardcore mode, tricky challenges, intriguing story, narrative events, cosmetic rewards. Like, honestly, you don't have to include the cosmetic rewards for free. And it's like, cosmetic rewards can be paid, and this is okay when you demand payment for cosmetic bullshit. The cards are available from standard packs and shit, which is good. Yeah, but honestly, come on. Like, fuck you. I am disappointed. Oh, I am so heavily disappointed. Anyway, the new cards are in, and I am kind of feeling that the meta will shuffle heavily, at least from a few of these new cards. Well, they affect only the, what are they called, the good side of the aspects. So this might take a while, but, where do I check the cards in collection? Oh, I have some packs. But these are cards that not only are to some extent insane themselves, but these are cards that bring insane mechanics. It's like, at this point, since the Holy Child campaign like affects only the 3 of the good aspects, and not the 3 of the evil ones, I really hope that soon we will see the part 2 of the campaign, which will focus more on the evil cards and will bring some cards for the evil aspects, because right now the good aspects sorry, the good aspects get insanely, well, not overpowered, but get insanely boosted with power, and, well, yeah, the evil stats with nothing. Anyway, let's get to the cards, and first of all we have the new hero. Actually, let me just make a quick check, because if I'm not mistaken, it's like I'm a bit confused, because they are constantly saying that there are 15 new cards and 1 new hero. Although out of the cards they had listed on the Spellweaver website, there was like 15 cards, but including hero. So that was 1 new hero and 14 new cards. Yeah, with the new shrine. But let's get over it quickly. First of all, we have the Amalric Holy Knight. Just cause. Kudos for the reference. I like it. I wonder if they made it on purpose or not. But yeah. So, first of all, yeah. Up to 2 allied creatures get +1 attack, are protected, and can be dealt damage until the start of your next turn. Honestly, OP. Yeah. Because, well, okay, it has 3 turns recharge time, but for the cost of 2 mana and barely any level requirements, 2 allied creatures not only are stronger this turn, but are basically indestructible until your next turn. So you can use it either to, attack your opponent, like, I don't know, deal with deadly creatures, and, because they can't be dealt damage. You can toss whatever at your opponent's deadly creatures and just kill them without worrying too much about the fact that you will lose your own creatures. You can drop the creatures that that you will drop the creature, okay, and it will have to stay for the length of your opponent's next turn, because you cannot use it right away, because it is freshly dropped. But you know that this card, it will die. It will most surely die. Your opponent will focus everything they have on that card right this turn, because when your next turn starts, this creature will get insanely overpowered, and I don't know, will make you win the game. Then you use this ability, and they cannot do shit about this creature. And it's like, first of all, we have this protected ability, which is one of the new effects introduced in the Holy Child. And it basically works like Namir's Blessing, I believe that's what it's called. If I can only find this card. Yeah, Namir's Blessing. Oh, actually, they changed the info on this card, that this creature is now protected. This creature can be chosen as a target of enemy spells, hero skills, cards, or card powers. So, basically, enemy spells, hero skills, cards, or card powers. I'm pretty sure it used to protect from the triggers as well. Maybe now they come under the card powers. I don't know. Well, basically, yeah, no spells can be used, no abilities, no damage can be dealt, no nothing. I wonder if target of cards mean that you cannot target it with a creature to attack. Anyway, I think it is slightly overpowered, and honestly, I will say that many times when we are at the new cards added in this expansion, the idea that they are immediately put in play and they are immediately available for competitive play. Rough. That's what I say. Rough. Yeah, that's. They are mostly insanely overpowered. They bring overpowered mechanics to the game. Anyway, let's get to the next card, because this is something, well, I would say quite brilliant. And hardly can I express how much I enjoy it, because this is the new shrine, the Trigon of the Pact, which, as a shrine, it can give you a new level. And now this is magnificent, because it gives you either a Order Wisdom level, a Order Nature level, or Wisdom Nature level. So yeah, dual levels. They are really nicely explained with every card. Yeah, a dual level counts as a level in each of its aspects. For example, an Order Wisdom level is both an Order level and a Wisdom level. Okay, they do not explain it as thoroughly as they explain on this side, so good thing I read this, so I can explain it further to you if you're wondering how it works. So basically, if you have a card that requires a... you have used Trigon of the Pact and decided to get the Order Wisdom level, okay? So right now you have one level. You have one Order Wisdom level. When you need to play something that requires one Order level, you can play it. When you need to play something that requires one Wisdom level, you can play it. But when you need something that requires one Order level and one Wisdom level, you cannot play it, because technically you have only one level, okay? This level changes aspects depending on what is needed. So, for example, if you would play one of these order Wisdom levels, and for example, you would play one of these Wisdom Nature level. Okay, so right now you have two levels, so you can drop all the creatures up to level 2. Okay, so you cannot drop any creatures with level 3 or 4 requirement. But for example, if you have like this and that, you can use already Amalric's ability, because you have this one, which will technically count as a Order level, and the other one will count just as any level. So yeah, this is really nice. This will be extremely helpful trying to build a triple aspect decks with the with these three aspects. Just really nice. And as I said, with such a boost to the good side, I can't just wait to see the equivalent for the evil levels. And technically, you could try and build all the Trigons for all the possible combinations. So for the combination of Order, Wisdom, and say Corruption, Order, Wisdom, and say Rage. Although I don't see those happening, because this is like some lore-wise shit that happens, which is probably why we won't see the creatures or basically any cards that use one level from evil and one level from good. Although the decks that mix good and evil are perfectly valid, and the Corruption Order decks, this is right, the Corruption Order decks, like I've seen them, I used them, and they are quite good. So yeah, anyway, I just can't wait to see the equivalent of this thing for the three of the evil aspects, for the Rage, Dominion, and Corruption. I kind of feel like this one, the evil equivalent of Trigon of the Pact, is a must-have. And yeah, I really hope that the next campaign will include the evil ones, because if not, then we're doomed. Anyway, let's get to the rest of the cards, because we have many new cards with many new interesting abilities, like the Sentry of the Light here, which has Valorex. When this creature enters the field, put a Might emblem on up to X allied creatures. So, yeah, first of all, no, you cannot use this if you would have something with higher value of Valor. You cannot use this multiple times on one creature. If it's 1, you can use it only on 1 creature. If it's 2, you can use it on 2 creatures, but you cannot use it twice on 1 creature. So only 1 Might Emblem per creature per Valor. Now, I am kinda questioning it. Why it's called +1? If you would go for abilities like... I'm looking for something because... or if I could remember anything. Basically what I'm saying that... Oh, Flash Freeze, for example. Oh, wait. Flash Freeze deals damage. So it's not plus. There was other... Crap, I forgot. Might? No. Well, there were abilities on cards, you know, in a way similar to Valor, but without that plus. They were basically, you know, ability number. I am pretty blind, I guess. Regardless, I don't really see why it says +1. It looks kinda off, if you ask me. In my opinion, it would look just, you know, okay by saying just Valor 1. Oh, I cannot see them. The problem is I don't remember what ability I was thinking about. Regardless, yeah, but yeah, just as I said, I kind of find it slightly off that it says just Valor Plus rather than Valor. That's what it is. Yeah, also, this is one of the not so overpowered card yet. I mean, this is nice because you can effectively either use it as 1 cost, 1 level, 1/2 creature, or you can use it to boost something else you have. And actually, boosting something else you have is really, really important because, boy, are we going heavy on the Might Emblems here. Oh yes, we will. Anyway, the next card is Holy Radiance, which you can choose one. Holy Radiance deals 1 damage to each enemy creature, or Holy Radiance becomes a blessing with at the start of your next turn destroy Holy Radiance and it deals 3 damage to each enemy creature. So it's like basically you can use it instantly to deal 1 damage to everything your opponent has, or like charge it for the duration of your opponent's turn and deal 3 damage to everything they have. And this is basically, I presume that you would only use the first part if it really matters, if it's, you know, really difference between life and death, whether it will be used right now and maybe it is possible to get rid of something that your opponent has and it will save your ass or one of your important creatures, or maybe, you know, you could use it to lower the health of your opponent's creatures so that your creatures can kill those creatures. But to be honest, more often than not, especially with high amounts of creatures on the opponent's side, I think that the second one is much more appealing. As long as you can withstand, you know, this one turn of charging time. Although, yeah, these are cards that, you know, I see those cards getting into meta so quickly and, you know, messing up all the stuff. Oh. Anyway. That was the Holy Radiance. And there we have another card with new mechanic, the Steelnor Innkeeper, which, when Steelnor Innkeeper enters the field, shuffle up to 5 cards from a hero's graveyard into your hero's deck. So first of all, revival. Okay, you can revive 5 cards from your graveyard. Well, technically you can do it on opponent's graveyard, but why would you? Yeah, I'm just double checking for any sort of hidden traits in this, but I can't see anything. It is when Slender enters the field, shuffle up to 5 cards from a hero's graveyard. So I presume you can choose which hero, so it can be either yours or your opponent's, into that hero's deck. So it's not like if you have no creatures in your graveyard, you cannot play him, or you have to use his ability on your opponent's deck. Yeah, shuffle up to 5, so you can shuffle up to 0. If you have 0, then he's just being useless, but you can still play him. And this is the effect that kinda got me confused for a moment. Because, pay 1 mana, Stupefy, still an Innkeeper and an enemy creature. Okay, what does the Stupefy does? Stupefy creatures lose all powers and keyword abilities. Stupefied creature with 8k HP or SP set by one of its powers will have its corresponding stats set to 0. Basically, how they explained it on the side, which is on the site, not side, site. Anyway, is that basically it like removes all the text from the card. So if there are creatures that have like they used as an example one of the Dominion cards. If I only remember what it was called, the Power Last Incarnate. It says that Power Last Incarnate's attack and HP are equal to half the number of your mana crystals. So basically, he loses all of this text and he dies instantly. Yeah, for Power Seeker, he loses this ability, so you can no longer, pay 1 mana to get +1 for Power Seeker. I personally find this ability a bit harsh, and in some cases a little bit more overpowered. I mean, if it would work on the timely basis, like it removes all these for X turns, then I might consider it, legitimate. Although then I realize that you have to stupefy Stillnor Innkeeper as well, so it's not like you can, just wreck all of your opponent's creature's abilities, because once you use it, he loses this ability as well. So then after you use it, he becomes a regular 2/2 creature that it's all that it does. I wonder now, I presume that if it goes to the graveyard and then from the graveyard is returned, he gets this ability back. So probably also all the what are these called? All of the various weird return to hand effects would also help here by removing the effects of Stupefy from your card. Then the next new card is a Temple Guard, which is protected, and convert each Might emblem put onto Temple Guard into a Shield emblem. Yeah? Remember what I said about heavily using Might emblems? So basically, he is permanently stuck as a 3/1 creature with 2 speed, but presumably with all of this you have right now, you will be dropping a lot of Valor cards and a lot of Might emblems and a lot of Shield emblems. Not to mention that, honestly, with what is built here, this is gonna be very, very tempting to build decks that are 2 or 3 aspects, including the whole Trigon Pact or whatever they are called. So basically, I think I actually forgot about the second ability of the Trigon of the Pact card, whatever. But yeah, basically he will have a lot of Might emblems on himself, which will turn into a lot of Shield emblems. So despite low health, it will be pretty much indestructible. Not to mention that he is protected from all the bullshit spells. So yeah, he will be just, yeah, I'm here, I'm good, I'm sitting there, deal with it. And he might be very difficult to get rid of. You would have to waste a ton of spells or attack with multiple. I actually no. I think that if you would attack with multiple creatures, I am not sure right now. So if you think that I am talking bullshit, feel free to correct me. But if I am not mistaken, if this has a shield emblem on it, and you would attack with 2 creatures, then it will fight with the first creature. The shield emblem will be gone after the first fight, and then it will have to fight with the second creature, and then it will have no might emblem, so it will basically die, because you cannot really directly increase the... You can use your own cards, like... Oh my god. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Probably bottom. To the bottom. To the bottom. Where is it? Where is it? There it is, Angelic Might. Come on, drop the Angelic Might on that thing. And you are creating a monstrosity, insane monstrosity that is lethal. Yeah, but basically what I was also wanted to say that, yeah, if you were mixing your order deck containing those temple guards with something like, let's say, Wisdom and the Wisdom's shield generators, what are they called? They should be called Shield Generator. This is their proper name. I don't recall their real name. Force Mage Protector. What a lame name. Shield Generator is much better and much more descriptive name for them. Yeah, if you would be mixing these two, you can drop an insane amount of shield emblems on this guy. You can use other abilities to increase his attack and health. Oh my, oh my. And he's protected by default. So the only way to get rid of this thing... Fuck me. I mean, really. Now I want to know if protected, it says that this creature can be chosen as a target of enemy yada yada cards. So does targeting another creature with a creature of your own counts as a targeting with a card? Because if it does, then this BS is like indestructible shit. That it can only be defeated... Oh my god. My god. It can only be defeated on defense, but... Where is the freaking shield bash? I have to make sure how shield bash works. Where is it? Where is it? Can't see it. Totally blind. I've probably scrolled over it a couple of times already. There it is, Shield Bash. Only on an allied attacking creature. Yup. Yep. Also, what is the second ability of Trigon of the Pact, which is also great. You can, instead of using it as a shrine and getting a level, you can play it as a blessing, which is attached to an allied creature. This creature gets +1 attack, +1 HP, +1 speed. So imagine you have attached the Trigon of the Pact to your stupid protected temple guard. And yeah, it is already turned to 4/2 with 3 speed. So, you know, the amount of creatures that can block him is heavily reduced. Then you drop a couple of creatures with Valor. You drop 2 Might Emblems on that thing, which instantly changes to Shield Emblems. You play something like a fucking Angelic Might on it. So, yeah, with Angelic Might, it turns into, with Angelic Might and the Trigon, it turns into a creature with a solid 4 health, which is a pretty decent amount, and with a solid of 6 attack, 3 speed. It is protected, so it cannot be targeted by shit. If I am right, you cannot declare your creatures to directly attack it, if this is how protected works, unless, you know, declaring attack from creatures that doesn't count. But if it does, then the only thing this can be, the only way this thing can be defeated is to be targeted by defenders. Not to mention that with that amount of damage, that amount of health, that amount of shield emblems, not only it will be, you know, sitting there and taking all the damage from the creatures and, like, nullifying it, it will be wrecking most of the defending creatures, And if you can even smash a shield bash into it, as I said, I mean, I can see meta changing so heavily. It's like, I would love to wait, I don't know, for 1 week from now, 2 weeks from now. The meta, I can see meta like flipping, 360, it will be no longer the same thing. This is nuts. Honestly, it's like the longer I sit here, the more nuts in this card I see. Whatever. Very well. The next thing we have is where is it? There is this Companion of the Heavens, flying, Valor +3. Remember what I was saying about dropping a lot of Might Emblems on everything? Yeah, that thing. Precisely that thing. Valor +3. 3 of your creatures get a free Might Emblem, including or excluding the Companion of Heavens. But if you have, nothing better to play, you can always use it on the Companion of Heavens, turning this shit into a solid 3/3 and flying. With the fact that it is 4 cost and 2 levels, 3/3 with 2 speed is and flying is not the best deal, but it's pretty good, I'd say. And here comes yet another interesting card, the freaking Triangelica Sentinel. Valor +2. If an allied creature with a Might Emblem would be affected by an enemy action spell, hero skill, trigger, or activated power, remove a Might Emblem from the creature instead. This prevents all effects of the creature from taking place. On the creature, not off. Yep, remember what I was saying about dropping a tons of Might Emblems and using a ton of Might Emblems? Yeah, basically this thing, it like turns all of the Might Emblems into like overpowered shield emblems. Because hey, why not? Well, actually, would be affected by an enemy action spell, hero skill, trigger, or activated power. Can you see it? Can you see it? You can use something like what was it called? You can use something like Infernal Tribute, I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, you use something like Infernal Tribute. Your opponent chooses 2 cards with Might Emblems, and then uses, where is it? And then uses Triangelica Sentinel's ability to negate this effect. Wait a minute, I knew there was a catch with the protected thing. Yes, it was. Can be chosen as the target of enemy spells, heroes... Well, target of enemy spells, so theoretically, Infernal Tribute is an enemy spell, and then it becomes a target of enemy spell. If I am not mistaken, they might have said something about the fact on the site that if the card played requires you to select the targets or distribute the damage amongst the targets, etc., etc. For a second I was thinking if Shield Emblem could protect from the Infernal Tribute, but no, it can't. Yeah, but basically, as I was saying, etc., etc., distribute damage and all the other shit, you can basically lose those cards that are protected because, well, they are like no longer... They are being targeted by you, not by your opponent, so... And if I'm not mistaken... this is the last card from order aspect. Now we should go for the wisdoms. Yep. Because in wisdoms we have, if I can only find them. Where are you? Where are you? I believe it is wisdom. Hope I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there it is. Arcadian Visionary. When Arcadian Visionary enters the field, look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Put an action card from them that has a common aspect with your hero into your hand, and the rest shuffled on the bottom of your deck. So, yeah. If you have a action card of your aspect, then you can play it. Well, actually, it's no, it's into your hand, not into the not in play immediately. But yeah, something like this. Yeah, this is one of those few cards from the expansion that I don't think is insanely overpowered, although it's still a good card. I mean, yeah, it can or cannot be useful. I mean, if by any chance you have exhausted all of your action cards and you have, you know, no action cards left in hand, or not in hand but in your deck, because you have all of those either in your hand already, or you have or you have played them all, or you already hold them in your hand and then you decide to drop it. It's basically useless, basically does nothing. Well, actually, do you have to? Look at the top 5 cards. So yeah, it basically like shuffles your cards if you don't have anything to draw. Anyway, the next time we have a legendary card. This is the first legendary card so far, or is it not? I kind of lost the count. Actually, I wasn't even counting. Anyway, Taimia Magi Wanderer, Valor 2 again, and this is probably like the first card for Academy that gets them. Wisdom! I meant wisdom. I never said Academy. You heard me wrong. I'm not confusing aspects from Spellweaver with factions from Duel of Champions. No, I am not. Anyway, this is probably the first card for Wisdom that to some extent generates the Might emblems, because I don't recall that Wisdom... Okay, I had to think for a while. That generated Might emblems, but now we have Valor, and whenever another friendly creature you control deals combat damage to a hero, you may move a Might emblem from that creature onto Taimia to draw a card. So basically, you make this thing insanely overpowered to draw more cards. So, I'm just drawing cards. Yeah, I only need to draw more cards. Oh, look, I have creature with 3 speed and a fucking 10s of attack, and I don't know. If it will have 10 attack, then it will have, like, 11 health, I believe, from Might emblems. These could work interestingly with something like, Infernal Vultures. Yeah, Infernal Vultures go insane with Might emblems. Anyway, I think this is the last one from the Wisdom. Yes, it is. So let's get to Nature, because Nature has even more cards. This is not the one, is it? No, this is something else. Looking at the names, actually, I have the names listed. And I just need to... There it is, Tidal Wave. I failed because I list the names, but I forgot to list like the aspects. Luckily they were listed in order, so that's easier. Anyway, Tidal Wave. Move an enemy creature from the front line to the support line, or vice versa. Draw a card. Personally, I think this is really nice, because in general we had like... we were lacking the ways to affect the cards in the support lane. basically, if someone had something, tucked safely in the support lane, dealing with this was extremely difficult because it was just sitting there, and unless you had some spells or you had a grappling hook or whatever it is called, the implant from the minion, you were fairly limited in affecting the creatures in the support lane. Actually, I have learned by learning the new cards that apparently there was a card before the Child of Light, I believe. I forgot. There was a card that could actually attack the creatures in the support lane, but I wasn't really aware of it. Also, yeah, it has the ability of Dread Knight, I believe it was called. Does it always have to, move to the top? Where is it? I believe there it is, Dread Knight. Yeah, because Dread Knight... Wonder if you can hear the ambulance. I can never tell for sure what my microphone is picking up from the outside voices, sounds, and what is not. Up to 2 enemy creatures to the support line, so you can use the tidal wave in a similar manner to move from the active lane to the support lane, which basically, for everything that is not a flyer, that means that they won't be able to use it in their next turn unless it's swift. Yeah, but basically they won't be able to use it because they will have to move it to the front lane. And if they move it to the front lane, then they are, exhausted and they cannot attack anymore, so... This is a really nice card. This is one of those cards that I don't find insanely overpowered, yet I find them extremely useful. Yeah, and this is something that, well, I don't really see this flooding the meta, but I can see these becoming a moderately popular card. People willing to drop a 1 or 2 of these in their decks just in case, especially if they will be already going for nature. The next one is the Bark Convoy. Bark Convoy enters the field with a Might Emblem. So they are essentially 3/3. But you can pay 1 mana and remove the Might Emblem to destroy an artifact or a spell. Actually, this is not something that I have personally felt in the game. Although I think I've heard people complaining about this, that in general Spellweaver has way too little ways of affecting your opponent's spells and artifacts, or mostly spells. There is way too little ways of countering the spells. As I said, I personally didn't really feel it, especially if you want to give such a card for nature. I am even more dubious about it, because I'm pretty sure there will be other aspects that have no way of dealing with the enemy spells, and nature already has the test of time, which is destroy an artifact or a spell. So honestly, if there is really a problem with dealing with your opponent's spells, which to some extent I can understand that it is. Okay, it is not Duel of Champions. In Duel of Champions, you had plenty of ways to deal with your opponent's spells. Never mind. Yeah, I just realized that actually you had plenty of ways to deal with opponent's spells, but this was mostly with the spells that were exhaustible anyway. For the spells like the I forgot the Duel of Champions cards names right now. Word of Fire, I believe it was called, or something. Yeah, the ongoing spell. Oh, it was actually a fortune, not a spell. Oh, that changes everything. Never mind. Yeah, I remember now. Duel of Champions had problems with dealing with the ongoing fortunes. You had plenty of ways to deal with the ongoing spells, or at least quite a few ways to deal with the ongoing spells. Though sometimes it was also difficult, like when your opponent dropped this stupid spell that puts crippling counters every turn. Sometimes dealing with it was also difficult. Yeah, but sorry. There were some ways, and here are ways as well. Like, there was this thing I have just pointed to. There is these dominions. Oh my god. Why does it always have to scroll back up? There is these dominions mind extortion that lets you remove the artifact or a spell card from your opponent's hand. There is where is it? Where is it? Come on, spells. Where is it? Curse of Risha, there it is. There is Curse of Risha that is not directly affecting the spells, but, you know, it deals 1 damage to your opponent whenever they play a spell. So that is something. So there are ways. Oh. Yeah. I got the feeling that there is too little cards and I wasn't sure why. So, as I said, there are ways to deal with your opponent's spells there. They are scarce, but they exist. And I don't really feel that we really need that more. Maybe I haven't played enough. Maybe I haven't played enough on a truly competitive place. But yeah, I personally don't really feel the need for more of those. But if someone finds that they need to, then who am I to argue with this reasoning? Anyway, the next card we have... Okay, it should be somewhere... There it is, Master Hunter. Ranged, Valor +2, allied creatures with Might Emblem have Reach. And apparently, there was a nature card before that had the ability equivalent to Reach. Was it this Grove Sentinel? Yes, it was the Grove Sentinel. Now it's called Ranged Reach. Can attack creatures on the support lane. Yeah, and this guy, honestly, I think that giving Reach to all allied creatures with Might Emblems, given like the whole combined, combination of the cards that entered in these expansions, with the amount of Might Emblems they are dropping all over the place, giving every allied creature with Might Emblem Reach, I think this is OP. Yeah, not to mention that this guy is also ranged. I mean, like, come on, it's like, add flying to him. He's in... Oh, crap. Who cares about flying? Drop a fucking, well, actually, no, because if he's not in the support lane, he can be targeted. No, he cannot be targeted if he's way too fast to be targeted. So drop a freaking Trigon of the Pact as a blessing on him, and he becomes a 4-speed, 3-attack, 2-health, ranged, with Valor 2, so effectively he can be like 4-3 with a speed of 4, which is insane. I'm like, how are you supposed to deal with it? This is getting insane. Really, really insane. Although, okay, it has a pretty significant cost on it. Yet, if you would use the hero ability on him, yeah, the Amalric's ability on him, that's what he was called, I believe. Basically, shit happens. And now we have 2 more cards, which are cross-aspect cards. First of all, there is the Dwarven Mortar, which is slightly weird, but whatever. This is a support that cannot attack. And honestly, why are you making the card that cannot attack with 2 attack and 3 health? I mean, I could understand health, it has to have some health. And then it is on the support lane, so... it is not flying, so it cannot block from the support lane. It cannot attack at all. Well, it can be attacked by the creatures with reach, but then I believe that, if your opponent will be attacking your Dwarven Mortar with... What? That was the weirdest shit ever. Now I'll have to edit the thing to hide my email address. Oh well, hope I will remember to do so. If I forget to do so, it will be a bummer. You will be selling my email address to scam sites. I was not inactive. I was analyzing new cards. Why do you count as inactivity? Bullshit. Do you really have so many people in play? Do you really have so many people waiting to log into the server and you have reached your maximum capacity? Did you have to throw me out? Come on. I mean, come on, Spellweaver, you are annoying me today so much. First of all, you drop a paid campaign on me, which is a total bullshit. Yes, it is. And then you disconnect me for quote-unquote inactivity. I could understand if I wasn't even moving my mouse. But I freaking was. I was clicking cards, I was moving mouse, I was doing stuff. Why do you count as inactivity? How am I supposed to analyze all the new cards you have just dropped into the game if you disconnect me for inactivity? Well, anyway, yeah, it's support and can attack, but it has the ability, which is ZZZ, which is basically exhaust, and also exhaust another creature you control, and then Dwarven Mortar deals 2 damage to an enemy creature, shocked Dwarven Mortar. Yeah, so shocked creature is exhausted and does not ready at the start of its next turn. And it's like, do you really need to put these triple Z's here if you will shock it after use anyway? Exhaust another creature you control. So I believe if you don't have another creature, you cannot even use it. And yeah, and it also exhausts another creature, and you can use it only every other turn at best, because, there's 2 damage to an enemy creature, so I presume you cannot use it to attack your opponent's hero. A power that requires exhausting a card can usually be used only once per turn. That requires exhausting ZZZ. So, explain to me. Why do we have ZZZ exhaust another creature? Why don't we have something like ZZZ, ZZZ another creature? Or why don't we have exhaust, exhaust another creature? Why the ambiguity? Well, actually, this is not the ambiguity. What do you call if you no, I'm not sure if it should be called ambiguity or not. Yeah, but also, it exhausts another creature of yours. It is permanently locked to the 2 damage. To some extent, I can kinda see why boosting damage of that thing would be pretty nasty. No, it's an artifact creature, so can be destroyed like artifacts. Interesting. It can be useful sometimes. Although, yeah, I have my doubts, to be honest. And then the last card, or at least the last one that I'm aware of, from the latest expansion, or actually it's not even an expansion, it's just adding a campaign, is the Diogen, Wandering Pilgrim. Why are they all so low resolution? When Diogen enters the field, return a card with cost 1 mana or less from your graveyard to your hand. 1 mana. Well, it actually, yeah, it affects all the cards. That's nice. Like before, I thought it affects only creatures, but now I'm reading that it affects all the cards, so it's not that bad. From your graveyard to your hand. I wonder if these could be shrines. I wonder how the Trigon of the Pact will count. Well, because technically, if you use Trigon of the Pact as a shrine, it is free to use. Only if you use it as a blessing, you pay 2 mana and it requires 1 level. which also could be somewhat confusing, but yeah, it's not explained properly on this card. I mean, the Trigon of the Pact is ultra complicated, but it's ultra nice, I like it. Your level 1 creature cards without Valor have Valor +1. Why is +1? Yeah. It looks kinda odd with this plus. And regardless, everything that doesn't have Valor now has Valor. Deal with it. Yeah. You would be stupid to let this thing sit in the front line and die. You would be instantly moving this thing back. Unless you have ways of resurrecting him and you want him to die, to resurrect him to use his ability. Well, from your graveyard to your hand, so that's not that bad. Yeah, but basically this is like all the cards that we have. I'm ultra disappointed that the campaign requires bullshit now. Lord Karthas, Death Speaker. Destroy an enemy creature with 4 attack or less. Whenever Lord Karthas destroys a creature, gain 2 life. Well, I cannot not accept this quest. Oh crap, it instantly drops me into play. That wasn't entirely what I planned to do, because we're like running out of time. I can hear cards being played in the background, but I can't see shit. Come on! Why it broke? I just wanted to accept some quests. Anyway, yeah, because I was talking so long about all these changes that were made in with the introduction of the fucking paid campaign, then yeah, I guess we don't really have time for anything else, and I don't really feel like bothering with restarting the game just for the sake of doing a more proper outro. So I will just say thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, share the video with your friends and family, and share your opinions about the new cards introduced with the campaign in the comments. And I will see you next week for something, but definitely not for the campaign, unless I will happen to play some tournament that gives me crystals when I win, and I will decide to spend those crystals to get the campaign. But I don't really plan on playing any sort of tournaments that give me crystals. Also, you really have to score high, very, very high, when you want to get the crystals from the tournaments that give you crystals. So don't really see that happening. Anyway, once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Take care.